We're going to get into the pen tool a little bit more in depth and explain why using the pen tool is such a great tool to use. So let's zoom in a little bit. And as you can see, we'll jump over to the pen tool. So watch this. If I go here and I click, and then I go to click to this next point. If I click and hold, okay, so I still have my finger on the clicker. If I click and drag, you'll see these two tiny little points come out. These are called control points. These are anchor arms, okay? So now watch, I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click and drag. I'm going to click here. I'm going to click and drag a little. And then I'm going to end where I started and click and drag a little. So why did I do that? So if we zoom in, we can take the shape that we made. And unlike any selection tools, you can actually go in and edit your path that you've drawn. So if I hold the command key down and I click right here, you'll see these control points. Now watch what happens. I'm clicking and dragging and I can make adjustments to my path, which is fantastic because you can always go back and change it and adjust it. And when you pull these out, you can see how it affects and changes it. Now, if I hold the Option key, it only holds one of the anchor points. Say I'm holding Option, okay, and that only moves one side. So once again, I hold the Command key. For the first time, it would move both sides, okay? So we'll go back here real quick. I'm holding the Command key, and as you can see, it moves both sides. I'm gonna hold Option. Option will only change one side, okay? If I hold the Command key though, watch, it's unfortunately, it only moves the one side from now on, okay? Because once you hold Option to move it, it will no longer swing at the same time, okay? So keep that in mind for the future, okay? So as I said before, you can easily go back here and click on any one of these little boxes, okay? So it's got to be the box itself. See right here? This is your anchor point. So if I click on it while holding the Command key, if you just mouse over it, you'll see the minus show up and it'll delete it, okay? We don't want to do that. So we want to hold the Option key, okay? Click, and then it turns on the anchor point so you can then make your adjustments, okay? I know it's a little complicated. It's going to take a little bit of time for you to get used to, but hang in there. It's totally worth it. So once again, I hold Command. I can move this around. I hold Option. I can move one side. So I think it's going to be a little bit more understandable once we start tracing objects out. But once again, we'll zoom out a bit and go to Paths. You set right here, it says Work Path. I hold the Command key and click, and now it's a selection. Okay? So as you can see here, once I move this, okay, you can see the background behind it. Okay? So for the next video, we are actually going to trace out our first object and then learn how to make adjustments to our anchor points.